Hey, real quick before I start the video of 5 tips to help you retire over here, towards the end I want to have a link to Dan. I want to give Dan a shout out from Vagabond Awake. He's got some excellent banking tips. It goes really into detail, more than I do, so check it out. And also communication, keeping with your phone stuff. So hey, let's check out the video. 5 tips to help you retire and come on over here to Cambodia or anywhere in the world. These tips will help you. Now, the number one tip now is you got to make it a priority. Okay, you got to spend some time and energy on it. Do your research, your due diligence, whatever. I'll get into that in a minute here. And it kind of boils down to wants versus needs. Oh, I want to retire over blah, 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 Cambodia, or I need to. It makes a big difference in your mindset, okay? And I do steal that from Dave Ramsey, Total Money Makeover. Got me debt-free about 10 years ago. But anyways, you have to be honest with yourself, wants and needs. Do you need a new car, but you want, yeah, excuse me, but do you need that brand new fancy one? No. That's kind of wants and needs I'm talking about. You got to do your own research. Yeah, you could watch us YouTubers over here, and it's a good thing to do, right? But that can give you ideas and ways of going about it. But ultimately, do your own due diligence on that because, well, this is Southeast Asia, and it could change anytime, rules, regulations, anytime without knowing it. Even us here. Sometimes we don't get it for a month later, I go, hey, whoa, what's going on with that? They'll pass it, but an English copy of it may not get around for a while. So, yeah, just keep up on that. Keep a ledger or notebook of where, websites you've been, official websites you've been, just to double check there, okay? Another thing is to take a look at your lifestyle. That you want when you're over here. What kind of lifestyle do you want? Are you a party animal? Well, then you might want to think about Phnom Penh. Siem Reap has a little bit of a party atmosphere, but not as much as Phnom Penh. Of course, that's a huge freaking town. Are you a quiet type? Yeah, you might want to look at Kemp or Kempot, or even Siem Reap here. Or are you an explorer? You can just explore anywhere as you want. Travel. It's like a major hub here. You're centrally located in Southeast Asia and relatively cheap to travel anywhere. So that's my first tip is making it a priority and your mindset. Number 2 retirement tip here, boots on the ground. And this one I think is kind of important. You got to come over here. You got to come over here a couple of times before you really want to make up your mind. You got to be sure because it's happened. People come over here a couple of times on vacation. They go, "Oh, I just love it. I want to move over here." And after a couple of months, they're going, "Did we make a good decision?" The reason I say that is, vacations are fine when you come over here, but that's what it is. It's vacation. Yeah, you're happy. You love it because, well, hell, you're not at home working. But a lot of the vloggers would agree with what I have to say about that. After a couple of months, you start, you start missing your friends, the loneliness, boredom. Just the way things are done, difficulties, handling some of those things, and that comes it comes into play. It really does. Such as if you're prone to road rage, don't ride a motorbike. And if you think things could be different here, don't think it's like where you came from because it is different. And don't try to change it because if you do, you're probably going to be pretty much a bored person, an angry person, and not too happy. So just remember that, and that kind of goes into the baggage that you have back home is going to follow you here, you know. So if people come over here and they think everything's going to change and their life's going to be perfect, those things are going to come back to haunt you. Your good traits, that's good. Your bad traits, your bad habits, some of the wants that you really want. So you just got to be kind of careful with that. So, because some people just they come here and they realize, wow, that's just a little bit too hot for me. Or the rain, God, I just really don't like the rain. It hurts my knee or whatever, So you might want to come here for, 2 or 3 months to really get the feel of it. And I know that's a hard thing to do. You ask your boss, hey, I want 3 months off right before I retire. Well, you know what's going to happen? You're going to retire about 3 months early. So that's number 2, boots on the ground if you can. Okay, number 3 tip, very important here too, banking. Get a lot of questions about this. Now, a lot of guys and gals coming from the United States, got Social Security. Social Security Administration will not send your checks to any bank in Cambodia. Last time I looked. Why? Well, that's a total another story that I won't get into. But yeah, they're not going to be able to do that. And as far as like other pensions from wherever pensions come from, railroads or wherever, you're going to have to check out the pension fund people to see if that's a possibility of doing. But there's other methods of doing it, and I'll get into one here that I do. I'm sure some of you have heard of it already. Now, I don't use a bank. Well, I use a bank here. I have an ABA account here. You can get one of those after you move in or whatever. You can't get it while you're on vacation. But I use a broker, not a bank, in the United States. Well, actually, I use 2, but that's a Charles Schwab account, and they reimburse all my ATM fees at the end of the month. So here's how I do it. My money's in my Charles Schwab, and now, just a side note, a lot of countries can't get Charles Schwab, so, you're going to have to take a look at, looking at something else, I would look at the brokerage firms, and, to open up an account, just a small money market account, and then you'd be able to probably get a debit card. But I use my Charles Schwab debit card, and I can take out $500 a day, and for that they charge about $5.50. I get a fair exchange rate, and at the end of the month, I get that ATM fee back. So I take out some money from the ABA ATM. I get it in real, and then I just go over to the next machine, which is to put money in, and I just put my ABA card in, and it's real simple. Just follow the instructions. Put your money in the little bucket thingy that they got on the bottom of there, and it goes right into my my ABA account. Boom, and it's there within 1 minute. So, and everything around here, most people pay with their ABA because everybody uses ABA. I mean, everybody. My neighbors, hey man, we go out to dinner here. I'll pay ABA. You got your own little app with it, and you got a QR code, and so like you can, you don't have to be a business to have a QR code. Just do it that way, but. That's the way I do it, and I know, like, let's say you have a Bank of America in the United States or whatever, and then you want to send money to your bank here, let's say the ABA, that's going to cost you a bit more to do that. Lots of times it's going to go through a third party, and they're going to take a little cut too, and so it's going to cost a bit more. Now, I know there's a few apps out there. I'm not too sure of, like Remitly or something like that, but there's a few of them that they say is the best way to do it from some countries. So yeah, do your due diligence on that one, and just a heads up on that. Now, number 4 tip is health insurance. I don't have health insurance. A lot of people go, what? And there's a lot of people here that don't have health insurance, and there's a couple of reasons. But I have like a special account, kind of like HMO, but it's not really an HMO. It's through my Charles Schwab, and it's a special account that I don't touch except in emergency. So if that amount that I have in there can't help me, well, oh well. Now, if you're over 70, unless you're very, very wealthy, you're not going to get insurance here. It's going to cost you a lot. And but now, like if you're like 35, 30 years old, you're over here working, got all your visas and stuff for that, you can get some good insurance. Exactly what it covers and all that is variable. It depends on how much what package you want to get. And of course, as you know, your pre-existing conditions. If you got some really biggies like bad heart, bad lungs, diabetes, whatever it may be, that may just make it a bit more expensive. So again, you have to do your own due diligence on that. There's a lot of videos out there that talk about it. Specific companies, I really don't know, because like I said, I really wasn't looking into it. But that's definitely something that you have to make your own decision on, whether you just want to have, like I do, have a special account and use that, or I mean it gets interest, so hell, why not? Or get insurance or nothing at all. So, but that's totally up to you. Now, I've had a couple of people say, well, I went there for 3 weeks and I got a whole month's worth of insurance for $75. Well, that was not health insurance. That was traveler's insurance. And depending on the company, they're only going to give it to you for maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months. I'm not sure. But they're sure in the heck are not going to give it to you for for a whole year. And besides that, it's really not health insurance. It covers some things, but it's very limited. It's more like emergency health stuff, really big emergency health stuff. Yeah, just look into that. Be careful. Make sure if you want to go that route to find out what they have to offer, and if you're comfortable with that and comfortable with the price, go for it. Okay, number 5 tip: staying in touch with home. Now, just using your phone and your cell card that you get here, whatever. That's going to be a little bit expensive, especially if you got to talk all the time to whatever. If it's personal, friends and family, or business. Now, a lot of people worldwide use Facebook Messenger, and some people don't like Facebook at all. But if you're using Facebook Messenger, that's kind of more like using it for friends and families. But and here in Cambodia, they also use the Telegram app. A lot of the businesses will use Telegram app. I had to download it for school and banking, I think. That's more like those two are kind of like more for friends and families. But going overseas with this for business, let's say you own some rental property and you got a broker taking care of that for you. There's another method of doing that, and I get this from Vagabond Awake. Dan at Vagabond Awake, I would definitely go check out his channel. He's got some great stuff for retirement information. Yeah, give him. I'll put a link up there. But he's got a way of porting your USA number to a Google Voice. So you have your USA number, call forwarded to your Google Voice. So hopefully I can get more information. If not, well, I'll link it up above, and that'll give you a heads up on how to do that. Well, I hope that information helped you, and you found it helpful. And if you're still here, you are my #1 fan. I'll see you on the next one.